7.7 million pounds of thrust. We have a launch commit and we have...
On April 16, 1972, Apollo 16 became the second successful J mission to leave Earth's atmosphere and begin its journey towards further scientific discovery and lunar exploration. The main objective of Apollo 16 was the extensive scientific investigation of the Descartes Highlands and Cayley Formation, less than 400 kilometers southwest of the Apollo 11 landing site in Mare Tranquillitatis. This gave astronauts their first opportunity to reach outside the Mare basalts and explore the lunar highlands, a region that dominates about 83% of the Moon's surface. On April 20th, 1972, the lunar module Orion touched down on the Moon. Here you can still see the Orion landing stage, a lasting monument left behind by Commander John Young and lunar module pilot Charlie Duke. The Lunar Roving Vehicle, or LRV, can still be seen northeast of the landing stage at its final parking spot. About 100 meters to the southwest of the lunar module, we can identify the hardware from the Apollo Lunar Surface Experiment Package, or ALSEP, experiments. These experiments were set up early on during the first extravehicular activity, called an EVA. While the first EVA was heavily focused on setting up the ALSEP, John Young and Charlie Duke still explored the surrounding Cayley Plains amongst the Descartes Highlands. Beginning their journey in the LRV, the first geology station was at Plum Crater. While here, the team took these stunning photos and picked up the largest sample ever collected on an Apollo mission.
Okay, that's a football-sized rock. It's a great Scott size.
This sample is called Big Muley after the lead geologist supporting the mission, and weighed 11.7 kilograms. On the return trip, only a few dozen meters away from the LM, John Young performed a Grand Prix in the LRV.
Man, you are really bouncing. Is he on the ground at all?
This fun test drive evaluated the acceleration and mobility of the LRV on uneven terrain.
And as he turns, he skids, the back end breaks loose just like on snow.
During this test, John Young broke speeds of about 10 kilometers per hour. EVA-2 started the next day with the main objective of exploring a set of 5 craters called Cinco craters on the flank of Stone Mountain. Taking the LRV up Stone Mountain to a height of 152 meters above the LM, John Young and Charlie Duke broke the record for reaching the highest elevation relative to the LM for any Apollo mission. Here on Stone Mountain, at the northern edge of Cinco Crater, the team took beautiful images of South Ray Crater and collected more samples.
Okay, Tony, I'm taking some 500 of South Ray. I can see into the rim on the inner wall on the south side, and the characteristics of the thing is got black streaks and white streaks.
By the time the astronauts reached the base of Stone Mountain, both of their initial sample bags were already almost entirely full of lunar material. Turning around to start the return trip to the LM, the explorers stopped by Lroc Crater. Heading northeast, the team arrived at Station 9, where John Young snuck up on some boulders.
You're just not watching him sneak, Tony.
Well, I'd sure like to.
Gotcha.
Sneaking meant that he stepped lightly and slowly to reduce the amount of dust he kicked up in order to collect untampered samples from the other side of the boulders. After completing the longest EVA of any Apollo mission yet at 7 hours and 23 minutes, astronauts John Young and Charlie Duke debriefed with Houston before taking a well-deserved rest. The third and final lunar surface EVA of Apollo 16 began the next morning. Due to a delayed lunar landing, this EVA was cut short in order to keep to the mission schedule. The team began by heading up to the south edge of Lroc Crater, about 4.4 kilometers north of the LM. Lroc Crater is about 950 meters wide and 240 meters deep, making it the largest crater to be visited by an Apollo mission. At Station 11, the crew found and investigated a massive boulder they named Lroc.
Hey, the closer I get to it, the bigger it is.
Lroc is approximately 12 meters tall at the tip. Samples from the structure provided the final evidence needed to prove that the Cayley Formation was not a result of volcanic activity. From here, they stopped at a ray from Lroc Crater, taking samples from under a large boulder, allowing scientists to determine the age of the crater before the return trip to the LM. After about 71 hours on the moon, the crew lifted off, returning to Earth with an astounding 95.7 kilograms of samples, along with a variety of experimentation data to bring humankind closer to understanding the moon and the cosmos.
A good flight with this condition. Okay, how about you guys? We're looking good flight. Control? Look good flight. Follow me in. Look good. Roger.